Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and this is 1 year after I bought Fryette Power Station PS-100. What do I think about it? How do I use it? I've got quite many questions from you that how I'm setting this up, because I use it pretty much in all of my videos. I have the cabinets in another room, but I like to run these heads quite loud, actually really loud, especially the plexi. There's no master volume, it's really loud, so I'm attenuating the signal, like I said, even though the cabinets are in another isolated room. But spoiler, the Fryette is so good that it doesn't change the tone no matter how much or how little I attenuate. It's amazing. So this is going to be a short one. Just going to demonstrate it with a couple of amps and what happens when I tweak these settings. So the signal chain, this is ESP Mirage Custom from '87 into my pedal board, and I have SD1 in front of the Marshall and Tube Screamer in front of the 5152 there. 40 Zoom noise gate to get rid of the hiss. KH audio, electronics amp switcher, back to KH power station, to the cabinet, which is Marshall vintage cabinet, and I'm miking one of the V30s, or branded Marshall vintages, with a SM57 and CYHRA MD421. Then it goes to the both microphones goes to my Universal Audio's Apollo XH Unison preamps, which are API, and then into Pro Tools, and that's it. So now I have the settings at 10 o'clock, the presence and depth, these two knobs here. So these are the settings, the upper row, presence 10 o'clock or 9:30, depth 9:30, and these are flat. This is how I usually run this. So let me demonstrate you. I put these down and these flat. So this now the power station is, the amplifier is really clean. Shortly about how this operates. So it, change down the volume to a line level, and then this very transparent power amplifier with 6552s amplifies it so that the cabinet is seeing an actual tube amp and it reacts with that. So yes, presence, everything zeroed. Bright is, this is flat, and the low end is flat. And I'm using now a 5150. Sounds great, but since I have recorded without this, so I know that it's lacking a bit, because with high gain, well, with any amp, the speaker is about 80% of the sound. You change an amp, it doesn't change that much the sound, to be honest. It's mostly here, and then what comes out is the speaker, because the name suggests amplifier just amplifies what you do. Then the amplified signal goes to a speaker, and then it's audible. No speaker, no cabinet, no audio. Okay, so I feel that this is almost like I would record with without anything, because I mean the master is at, it's 4, so it's really loud. So there is this certain woof and top end, what happens when speakers really move. So, and I'm attenuating quite a lot now, just for the purpose. So it's 9 o'clock. So it's not bedroom level because the amps are so loud, but it's level that I wouldn't need to use earplugs, depending. But it's still like I can kind of sense it there. Okay, so let me dial this up now so that I can get the feel and the sound what is it without this. You hear presence just a tiny bit lowered. tiny bit. So they are like 930, 10-ish. Out. In. Tiny bit, but that tiny amount is that this is now exactly like I would record and play without this. The response, the low and everything. So this is how I run this pretty much always. Flat, flat, 930, 10 o'clock. Okay, and it doesn't really matter where if I'm attenuating just a tiny amount like this is here, which is insanely loud, I'm not gonna do it now, then I would probably maybe change this a little bit, the presence and the depths now. But I usually have them here. Okay, then let me show you what happens with the bright and warm and edge and deep and why those are there. So I'm gonna engage both from flat to warm and from flat to bright. It's like a hyper realism. It makes it louder, yes, and it adds a little bit more brightness and bottom, but it still sounds like the amp. It's not changing. It's just like a, I don't know, hyper realism, hyped realism, so to say. Cool. Let me show that with the 800. So both flat. So with 800, it adds quite a lot of that upper mid bite, which 800 has. So as you can hear, it's amp dependent how it reacts. With 5150, I don't think it mostly added volume a tiny bit. But with 800, it adds volume and clearly highlights that, which I think in this position, the bright switch is a bit too much. Okay, back to 5150. Now we're warm and bright. Let's put them flat and then I will put them to deep and edge. This just sounds bad to me. It's way too much. The amp doesn't sound like that at all. And if I keep these flat and, you know, tweak the presence and depth, I put them all the way up. I feel that it kind of just starts to compress just a little bit, but wasn't not that much of presence or depth. So again, like with any gear that you tweak, you should trust your ears and how you feel. I feel these sounds, the sweet spot is here around 10 o'clock. It's really good when it's all the way down, but I feel that it lacks a little bit of that oomph and that bite, what happens when this is disengaged. Settings like these, flat, flat, 10 o'clock, I feel that it's exactly like the amp. So in what situations you might use these or want to use these? Well, I sometimes use the warm and bright just to, when I'm recording something, mixing or reamping, you know, because I'm always trying to get the sound from the source, from the get-go. So if I feel, okay, this really needs like a bright kind of 5150 sound, then I just might kick in that brightness, or then I will, okay, I'm gonna record it like it is and then add the brightness in the mix. So, you know, different situations. Or if you have an amp that you know sounds a certain way when it's just in the cabinet, and then when you put this on and this on flat and you feel that, damn, this isn't not exactly like that, then you just try messing around with these switches and these two fine tuners so that the amp sounds and feels and works like it works without this. The Plexi is a little bit like that, so sometimes I have engaged these with the Plexi or then tweak these, and it's depending day to day. Like someday I feel like it's a bit dull. Okay, let's put it up. Okay, now it's good. And sometimes I feel like it's just perfect, but these being flat. With these my 800s and 5150s, it's pretty much, it's always flat, 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Then it's the same, then, you know. And if you're interested to hearing this and seeing, and if you don't believe me, there's a great video on YouTube. Can't remember the channel now or the guy, but that video was what triggered me to buy this. I will put the link in the description, probably, you know, there too. So he is really comparing. He's playing kind of blues and with a smaller wattage amps than me. So when he says that it's bedroom level, it's basically like noon. Well, to me, it's not bedroom level with these amps. But anyway, you'll get the idea. So he has recorded the same take with these knobs in different positions, or basically this volume knob, and it's amazing. It sounds exactly like that. Oh, I did that too when I bought it. I'm not gonna do it now, but yeah. So hopefully this answered your questions, that how I use this, why I have chosen this one. And if it's not clear, I chose this one because I think this is the best attenuator and reactive load there is, at least from the ones I've tried, and I've tried a bunch. I've done videos of most of them to my channel. So it's like there wouldn't be any attenuation. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye.